topics. I hope they can hear us. I gotta turn this down. Then I gotta go to the other page to try to deal with that. So I gotta scoot over there, so if I gotta scoot.
Oh shit. We have. Look. Let me get this tatus right.
Bitch.
TikTok on Thursday.
Shit, you hit that?
Why you got it right here?
Cool, it gotta be right there.
It don't. Every time I'll be knocking it over. That's a problem.
We ain't even sure.
How are you guys doing? Happy Thursday. It's Friday Eve. I love Thursdays.
You do? I like Mondays.
What's wrong with you?
Hit that eCam link and tap in. We got something we need to talk about. It's time to talk and argue. Come on.
What do you like about Mondays?
It's the start of the week. It's my best day in the world, Monday. It starts your week off fresh. Monday is amazing. I wake up ready for what's to come during the week. Boom, on attack. A lot of people best days is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They got it. No, Monday is an amazing day. You wake up, start your week off. Everything else go right during the week. Get in tune with your Monday, chump.
I like that. You got to be prepared. You got to be ready. And it's the
Monday, my favorite day of the week. I love Monday.
A new beginning.
Yeah.
Sunday really is the start of the new beginning of the week, But,
Monday.
Sunday is your rest day. That Monday, you should be able to get up, get to the money, figure out what your
Beverly Griffin, ain't that right? Amen. Beverly Griffin say amen.
Amen.
Ladies,
yes, you gotta get into it. Get into who you are. Get into what you're supposed to be doing. What we was brought here for. That's the most important thing. So I love that. But I still like Thursdays better. The way my schedule work. I like to enjoy myself. I like to be restful and have peace.
You a Thursday baby? You like Thursday? She a Thursday baby.
I was actually born. I think I was born on a Wednesday or a Thursday at 4:45 p.m. Yeah, I'm a p.m. baby. I wasn't born in the early. My mama got me induced, okay?
I like Mondays.
Oh, my God. I love it. So, on the bigger plate today, what we're going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about in-laws.
It's just messed up down now.
What?
You see
How important is getting in-laws? Oh, you got to delete the other one.
Cut that out. We fixed that one.
I don't know what. It's okay. So today we're actually going to be talking about how important it is to get along with your in-laws. And not just the in-laws, meaning the parents of your spouse, but also the children of your spouse. Also the baby mama of your spouse, possibly. Also the sister and the brother and, the distant cousins.
I say mother them in-laws and do you?
No. At the end of the day, I think it is too important to have peace and tranquility.
That sounds good.
In your relationship as well as the extended family.
Who you banging out from the back don't got nothing to do with them. You got to do you. You can't worry about what everybody else do. I know everybody want to get it along with their in-laws. You want to get along with, if you got a baby daddy or your boyfriend, you want to make sure you dealing with their in-laws and it's a good vibe. I get it. But the reality is people in your family be hating. They want to see you with this person, and you want to be with this person. Go sit they hating ass down. They got to deal with what they got to deal with.
Outside influences are always negative to your relationship unless the outside influence has a positive influence. And there are some people who can positively influence your relationship, like other married couples, people of good character, attitude, and religious standings as well, because they not telling you, oh,
religious
one time,
what
not
the?
Religious, but I'll say spiritually connected.
You said religious.
Oh
you
my
know
God.
the
We
religious.
don't want to talk about religion.
Right,
We're not talking about
right,
religion.
right.
Okay, cut it. So, you know what I meant. So, people with a foundation of Christ. I'm going to talk about that. I ain't talking about religion. I'm talking about that.
A foundation of who? What's his name?
Jesus Christ, okay? The Lord and Savior. You already know I gotta talk about my Jesus every time I get on here. It's no
Lord.
time I'm ever gonna get on here.
She
and not
said
talk
the
about my
Lord Jesus.
I gotta talk about my Jesus. Can I get an amen?
Do
If
you-
y'all gotta start a conversation with Jesus or end it with Jesus,
Oh.
you my friend. If
You
you're
finna
not
start.
doing
It's
that,
early. It's Thursday. I thought you liked Thursday.
I like Thursday.
We talking about Jesus.
I could talk about
Jesus on Sunday.
I could talk about Jesus at work if I wanted to, and I wouldn't want you. If you got an opinion, I do not care. Because at the end of the day, just like you said, I don't care what the friends say, what my mama say, what my daddy say, what my cousin. As long as I'm living a life that's pleasing to him and it's pleasing to my spouse. So if I did have a situation where my spouse had or even my family didn't I'll come on my side. If my family did not like the person that proposed to me and is about to marry me, I would not give zero craps. I know how to separate. It's like church and state, okay? You have to be able to separate the two, because at the end of the day, the people that raised you, some things were good, some things were bad. And sometimes you got to let go a lot of that generational hurt and curses and even teachings and
Don't look over
learning.
here at me. I ain't got nothing to do with them generational ass curse.
I'm just saying, in general, you honestly have to be prepared for that. If this is the person that you want to be with, nothing else matters. You got to separate that. But also,
so do you care about what your in-laws think about your boo? Don't sip your drink. I said, do you care about what your in-laws think about your boo?
That don't make sense. Your in-laws think about your boo.
It say how important is getting along with your in-laws.
That's what I've been just talking about.
I know. I'm messing with you.
So on the opposite side, if my in-laws family does not like me, no, but that's never happened.
What if it do
I'm
happen?
lovable. I'm so lovable. I don't have that problem.
Man, you lovable. What type of people be hating on the people that the people love? Because families is haters. I don't care about what the in-laws think about you. Because they haters. Your in-laws is a hater. Because they at home living vicariously through you. So they want to make sure your relationship is toxic and stuff like their relationship. But because yours is not, they talking about you behind your back because they living foul.
So I don't care what they think.
Your in-laws.
I don't care what they think. My relationship with my spouse is all that matters.
Nah, we got it.
However,
That topic cooked. Bad topic.
However, if
this
person
all right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
don't have, if this person, when it comes to children, is not a sound parent and kind of lets their kids run over them and talk back, and the children are disrespectful and it's not working.
Terrence Bush said, "Where's her drink?" You gotta show Terrence Bush your drink.
But
Terrence Bush funny as hell. He said, "Well, your drink ain't queen."
I would not want to deal with somebody's children, and I understand there's all these questions about men being fathers to other men's children, because there are a lot of single mothers and a lot of single women have ran the fathers away.
I like that. Hold on. Let's do that. Stepfathers. Let's do stepfathers. Hold on. Let me see.
Stepfathers. Let's talk about that.
Come on.
Because the thing is, if more mothers would teach their children to be respectful, mannerable, kind, genuine, helpful, intuitive, and be people who are generous and loving. Like, if you could give your child those values, then 9 times out of 10, nobody's going to have a problem out of them. But there are so many people who have stopped teaching those values to their children.
Jason Coac Garrett said it's not important at all, man. Them in-laws. Facts. Dreezy Holland said facts. Ricky Tan said, I'm a stepfather. Ricky, talk to us about you being a stepfather. Do you feel appreciated? Do you love your stepchildren? Do you feel your children love you? If you was to break up today, what happens? Talk to us. We got like a...
Yeah.
It's a little delay on it, so y'all got to excuse us because we got like a little delay.
Is there a difference between being with a woman who teaches her kids these values and then a woman who is not that active in their kids' lives? And I think that that's what will change the narrative, because at the end of the day, the children have to be at least mannerable and respectful for anybody to be in their life. And that could be grandmother, grandfather, all of that.
My kids gonna hit you upside your head if you come over here trying to be a mama or anything. My kids reckless. They gonna pop you. You're not gonna like my kids. So what we gonna do if you don't like my kids?
I ain't messing with you.
You ain't messing with me?
Hell no.
I'm finna give you these inches.
I'm staying away from
I'm
you
finna give you these
inches. Kids. I don't play that. Cause I'ma whoop your kid.
So you take the...
I got a belt or I got a bat. My mama used
bat?
to tell me
that. Oh, hell no. She got a bat. She got a bat. What the...
Your kid about to get messed up, okay? Cause I ain't playing with nobody.
No, Ricky Tan said, hell yeah, my stepkids are 23, 30, and 35. So...
And how old were they when you start dating their mama? That also plays a role, because it's like you want a child that's
So I respect any man that step up to the plate to be that, and the kids respect them. I respect that, because fathers get a lot of flack. So I couldn't imagine the type of flack a stepfather get. Because if me and the mother fall out and now we no longer in a relationship, it's like he was
everything that you did.
He was good while it lasted. But see, Ricky's saying something different. So Tyree Hazley, what's up, baby? What's up, family? You already know. Are
you able to stay in that child's life in some form if you and the mother separate? Is that something that men actually want? That's another question too. Because the thing is, being a father to somebody that's not your biological child is still being a mentor. It's being a counselor. It's being a supporter. It's somebody who has dedicated their time and their attention and had good intentions and saw vision in this child. You know, and they had years of putting that in. That means a lot.
Enough, look.
That means a lot. I was a stepfather once, but I did not get the respect I have. No kids of my own after that experience. Never again. And that's so sad. When you don't get the respect for paying bills, for picking them up and dropping them off, buying them, it's Christmas, it's their birthdays. You've been there and you did not get that respect.
So, Dreezy Holland feels as though never again will he do that because he said he was once
had
a
a bad
stepfather,
experience.
but he didn't get the respect, and he don't have no kids of his own. So I'm gonna tell you this, bro. I respect you for stepping up to the plate to do what you had to do for those kids.
Yeah.
It's sad that you didn't get the respect that you deserve, but as a society that I got two brothers that's lost, I respect that you stepping up to the plate to try to do that.
Yeah.
You know, it's respect from us because we need different people to step up because some of us have lost loved ones that's passed away for whatever reason, and they have kids out here that's fatherless. You have to have uncles, you have to have stepfathers, you have to have grandparents, you have to have certain people to step up to the plate to help with them kids. Yeah. So I respect you.
It
Jason,
takes a village, and I think that if I wouldn't tell a man like, oh, go into a relationship with a woman who has children and you don't think that this is going to be long standing. And we never know. When you fall in love, you fall hard. And loving somebody is also pain as well, and you have to go through those trials. But when you are with somebody who has a dependent or multiple dependents, you also are a part of their lives. I think that there should be a conversation had. You cannot, even as just co-parenting and separating, different things like that. People get married and they also have stepkids when they get married. And then when the marriage goes sour, everybody abandons the man.
Okay, so Jason,
why is there always an abandonment of the man when there is a separation, and then they treat the man so badly?
Look,
it really upsets me because I have seen it.
Look, you just going off. Jason said the same things that make you a good stepfather will be the same things that make them not like you. Wow. Because being a good father means you have to do things that are not favorable in a child's eye. Yeah. That's true and that's sad. Yeah. But that's very true.
Those are things that we all respect more when we grow up. And it's like, dang, they're going to think back like, man, if I was out there with my friends, if I didn't have this, who was my mama dating back then?
Jason, that's how the
conversation's going to be.
That's a good perspective,
because
Jason.
These the type of kids that got stepdaddy after stepdaddy after stepdaddy. You never know. And the problem is that women don't teach their children to respect the man that they're dating and not have Tom, Dick, Harry, Jim, Joe, Bob, and Rob at their house.
Terrence Bush said the first time them kids say you ain't my daddy and the mom don't back me up, I'm out. My kids are grown. He's saying if I'm taking care of your kids and they step up and say, no, I don't care what you bought, you ain't my daddy, then how that make a man feel? It's not always about control. Understand one another. Thank you. I ain't gonna lie. I'm scared to be a dad from seeing what most fathers go through. Damn, it's deep.
That's sad.
It's deep. It's deep what's coming in the comments. We're in the new generation. There's no leaders anymore. Man, you know what? Y'all keeping it real.
Y'all are the leaders. And the comments and everything that y'all saying is honestly like the most beautiful thing, because there's a wanting to actually be there and be a part of the youth life. But when you know that you're going to be the one that's beat and battered and hurt and separated at the end of the day from a person that you've built up, then what's the reward? Because now I'm doing my best to watch this person flourish and grow, and then I get in a relationship where you snatch them away. And it's the same thing, like these women having babies and they know that the man don't want them, or they know that the man do want them, and then they use the children as a pawn. It's the same thing, and it's sad that men are going through this same thing with kids that's not even theirs.
I feel they really going deep. So I want to go back to Dreezy Holland said, thank you, I'm not going to lie, I'm scared to be a dad from seeing what most fathers go through. Then Tyrese said, we're in a new... Right, and it's sad because Adrian Bradley said, what if you really win everyone over? What that may mean. Something happened, but You still win all over the stepkids too, and they still do this to this day. Hey everyone, the priest, what's up? Adrian Bradley, what if? Jason, we have to be the leaders. That's why this new generation is lost. It's true. The new generation is lost, and we try to lead them, but we get pushed back because it's a disconnect there about them being so young and us being older. A lot of the young kids don't think we understand what they're going through. Like a lot of the women don't think we understand what trial and tribulation is, but we do. And a lot of the men think the women don't understand. How we fix that disconnect? See, we was on stepfathers and we tried to change the topic, but the stepfather topic that went so far, we can still stay on that till we go to the next one. It's just meaning the kids still love me to this day. Damn.
That's good. That shows, that you did what you were supposed to do in their lives. And he said 10, 17, and 21. I saw that early in the chat. And that's a wide range of children. So, it's a blessing when you do see the value in being with someone else who has children, because it takes a village. It don't just take the mother and the father. It might take the father and the stepmama and the mama and the stepfather and the grandparents and the aunts and uncles and the communities. That's how it was back in the day. That's why there's so many great people that were in the past, because we had those communities. We have to build more of those communities to just push into each other, because our children are being left behind and lost to technology in this generation.
Treasy Holland said communication, love, loyalty, and respect is all it takes. I honor that. I really respect you for saying that. Communication, love, loyalty, and respect is all it takes. Respect go a long way. If I respect my lady and my lady respect me, whether we got kids or not, or we dealing with each other, we got kids from different parents.
Okay, who said that?
Dreezy Holland said
Dreezy, did your mama teach you communication?
Love,
how to
loyalty,
love, be quiet.
And
respect. Did your mom, your dad, your community teach you? Give me this. You don't want me, because you have to keep. Okay. This is the thing that I want to get out of this, is if you're not taught how to be loyal, you're not taught how to respect others in authority, you are not taught how to communicate properly, you are not taught any of these things in your upbringing, that's not what you see on a day-to-day, then what do you think that these kids and they don't have anything to emulate. They don't have real role models. There's parents out here that are literally in the streets all day. They say, get out my face. Sit your A down. There are a lot of things that's going on in these households. And people want to put that aside to talk about Trump. Trump ain't the problem. Black community.
Man, you over there cooked. Hold on.
The black community.
Full up that cup, lady. Right, she through. Hold on. Listen, these people, we are the last frontier, because the 80s babies and older were the last ones to see and know what a good family dynamic is. Facts, Jason. Mm-hmm. Jason just spoke to us being from a certain demographic or a certain dynamic in a certain era where people understood what it means to be this person and that person, okay? We talking about stepfathers, fathers, we talking about parenting. I don't know what's going on with G-Baby, then went all the way to the left. Bro, look, Ricky Tan say, bro, to tell you the truth, I met my woman when social media was not a thing. Big respect. We've been together 14 years till now. In this new generation, that's messed up. Listen, I'm going to always respect a person that's tapped into where they come from, right? That's real what you said. You said social media was not a thing. But now we dealing with social media, and a lot of people that inbox me or that I may talk to or that may send me on my wall, they feel social media is destroying relationships and marriages. So that's deep what you just said. Like what Dreezy just spoke of, saying communication, love, loyalty, and respect. I say respect over everything, right? But that's the truth. Ricky Tan and Jason, y'all talking real talks. Adrian Bradley, facts. Okay. We got to read. Okay, they want you to fill your cup up because she don't need no more to fill her cup up.
I definitely don't need any more, guys. Yes, my parents taught me that. I love that. Dreezy's parents taught him that. But I know so many children and adolescents that don't know that. They don't know how to treat somebody with respect because they were never treated with respect. They don't see loyalty because they've seen their mother go from man to man, or they have seen their father and his friends snake each other, and they saw the stuff in the music and different things that's surrounding them with unloyal situations. Kids don't know about loyalty or respect, nor do they have love and structure. And so it's really messed up, and it's a blessing that you were taught that. However, yeah, we gotta definitely get back to those values. And I think that, when we have...
Funny as hell. They said, fill your cup up. Dreezy said, yes, my parents taught me that morality. Look, you always got to show respect to the person that understand where we at now, right? Because we are entering into a technological era that so many people are being damaged by. But some of us understand what's going on. And I try to let people know, understand that times are changing and that certain things are happening that's going to affect you if you think in a certain way. If you think in a certain way, certain things not going to affect you. You can't let that go over your head. If you think in a certain way, certain things going to affect you. If you think in a certain way, certain things not going to affect you. Everything going to have an effect on us for our future because that's where we going.
Yeah. And you can, and so a man thinks, so he is. So if you are having negative thoughts about your health, you have negative thoughts about your family, your kids, your work, this is the things that you are thinking into existence a lot of times.
Jason Garrett said, at some point in time, a person can keep blaming the parents for not having respect and loyalty, and that's just a crutch. Dreezy Holland said, facts, big facts. So,
yeah, and it's not even blaming the parent. It could be the parent. It could be the white man. It could be the job. These are our adolescents who had never had to take accountability. And so now it's everybody else's fault. And my mama didn't do this, and my daddy didn't do this, and the judge, they gave me them years, and my man, he skipped out on me. And everything you say is about somebody else. I wouldn't have gotten into this if I wasn't with that B. And all of this stuff. But you never take accountability for your part in the role. And I think when we stop allowing our children to take accountability, when we stop telling our kids that this is not cool and I'm not your motherfucking friend, and I don't want to cuss, but right. We got to do better.
That's not that funny. As you come into being a man or your own person, you know at some point in time what's right and wrong. Take accountability. I really respect Mr. Garrett because that's what I learned a lot of people don't want to do. They do not want to take accountability, right? Yeah. They will absolutely blame this person on the decision that they made because they don't want to take accountability, put the blame on them when actuality, you understood what was going on, but you don't want to take accountability. That's major. I got to read that again. As you come into being a man, or your own person, you know at some point in time what's right and wrong. Take accountability, chump, sucker. Take accountability. You can cry all day long, but you know you was wrong for what you did. You ain't gonna take accountability. You wanna blame her. excuse me, young lady, you're not gonna take accountability. You want to blame him. Jason kept it that wild. Adrian Bradley, number of love. I'm trying to make sure I keep up with these comments or such, but it's some type of lag there. So I appreciate y'all for bearing with me. We're trying to show up on a regular. And y'all right here. So accountability. I'm gonna change that title. We live. I like that what he said. Accountability. Yeah, we're gonna change that up every day.
I know a lot of young people.
Who wanna take accountability?
I know a lot of young people.
Nobody.
Listen, I know a lot of women, older and younger. I know a lot of elderly. And just the world in general, whether sweep some stuff up under the rug than to actually take fault.
Terrence Bush.
Okay. I'm not going to complicate my life with this. I'm sorry. I fought my baby mom for 20 years, and I finally got through all the games. Scorn women play using the kids as weapons. I ain't about to raise nobody's kids no more. That's crazy.
No, we got to read it. Let me read it.
I said, okay. So Terrence Bush, if y'all didn't hear me, he said, I'm not going to complicate my life with this. Meaning the situation that he has dealt with, okay? I'm sorry I fought my baby mom for 20 years. And I finally got through all the games that scorned women play. They use their kids as weapons. I am not about to raise nobody kids. No more. Ever again. Like, it's so sad. 20 years.
So we got to give him some encouraging words, though. We got to give Terrence Bush some encouraging words.
What I'm going to say, it really upsets me is that I see a lot of amazing fathers and great men who get burned by the worst women. And then I see a lot of the good mothers and being burned by terrible men and bad fathers. What I do believe is that we have to do better at picking the person you have kids with. But outside of that, this is building your character. I don't think that you should ever stop fighting. But at the end of the day, eventually those children are going to be 18. They will have to make a decision for themselves. They're going to always come back and find you. You know, and at the end of the day, I believe that, you know, you may not get the validation, the appreciation, the love, or the authority that you deserve from these women or the children that have used you, but you will receive it from the Lord above.
Jason Garrett said kids don't stay kids. Damn. What that mean? They grow up, don't they, man? They get very respectful or very disrespectful. They don't stay kids forever.
And it ain't about them being respectful or disrespectful. What it's about is these people are now becoming young adults. They have to experience these things for themselves. We have to give them the tools in advance so that when they get out there, they make good decisions.
That's really sad.
And people are not preparing their children.
Feeling the way they feel. That's very sad.
We can't send our kids out there with no accountability, no responsibility. They don't respect anybody, no good manners. They don't have any hard work ethic. They think somebody gonna give them everything. We can't send our kids out there to fail.
That's sad that... Hold on. I was a kid with Wild Mother's narrative. When I got old enough, I got the other side of the story from my father. Then formed my own narrative of what the truth is.
That's real right there.
We go through a lot, man. So I'm not gonna lie. I try not to pass judgment on fathers or mothers, right? Because you will look at somebody and you will say, man, what's up with pops, right? Because you see Shorty going through it with moms, but you never got a chance to holler at pops. But you feel some type of way because you seeing your man going through some things and the daddy wasn't there. But you never know his side till you talk to him. And that can be vice versa. So what you saying, bro, is real. I hate that we go through certain things that make us go ahead.
What I learned from having a parent, both parents were not present as they should have been in my upbringing, and what I have learned from that, I don't blame nobody. They had their own life to live. These people were worried about themselves. And that's what's going on these days. People are so concerned with themselves that they're not concerned with their kids. And if I continue to play like a blame game, well, my mom wasn't like that, she was on drugs, or if this happened, or if I was in the streets and I'm doing all these different things, that I did not have any covering, that is somebody else's fault. It's not. I still was able to have my mind straight to say, hey, I'm going to go to school anyway. I'm going to get up and get a job anyway. I think that there is something greater in me. And I think that if we had more people pushing that into the kids, that you are great, we have to teach them the emotional intelligence in schools.
Go on, girl.
We have to teach them how to be loyal and loving and respectful in the schools. That should be a curriculum. That's why our children are lacking, because they lack social emotional skills. And that's why Americans right now, the children are so stuck on devices that they don't know how to have a conversation. They don't know how to introduce themselves.
Okay.
Back in the day, when we walked down the street everywhere we went, we said, hello. If you knew them or not, you spoke.
Adrian Bradley.
Good morning.
Adrian Bradley said, what if you raise them all up and to this day they still love you to this day, but I am still running around having fun, LOL.
Well, that's a blessing. You did what you were supposed to do.
Go ahead, Adrian Bradley, because Gabby ready to go all the way in.
You did what you were supposed to do. They still love you. That's a blessing. Hopefully those children are prospering and growing. Hopefully what the impact that
a lot of people say being a stepfather is a thankless job. Just if you do that, just accept the decision you made and show love as much as you can. If you have to walk away, then just walk away. So you don't have to worry about it being a thankless job. Hopefully you don't relinquish yourself to a point where you feel like, man, I put in 8 years and I'm unappreciated. Hopefully you deal with your discernment and you are able to say to yourself, you know what? Let me stop right now. Or I feel a certain type of way, let me keep going.
Yeah. Guys, I think I want to change the whole everything, right?
It's
We're going to have to change it.
What?
Take it off accountability. I want to know, because this is something that
right, come on.
I've been hearing a lot of, and it's...
Come on, talk about it. What's the topic? We could change it right now.
I've been hearing about a lot of married men who their wife has stopped having sex with them for years, months, days.
No, we can't talk about that.
We can't talk about that?
Nah, you fucked up.
Okay. I just want to know
what is it called? You can't use that word.
Stop. Okay.
Just first.
Okay, what we would say is
no intimacy marriage.
Yeah. Intimacy in marriages.
Okay. Lack of intimacy.
Yes.
Intimacy.
Yeah.
In
marriage.
Relationship or marriage? I say relationship.
Yeah, let's just say that.
Or you want to say marriage?
I would say marriage, but a relationship is
Nah,
fine
we go.
too.
Nah, we gonna go
Because
back.
you don't have to be, legally whatever.
In a marriage, we go.
Okay.
Y'all ready? We got a new topic.
Yeah.
If she not, I'm single and having fun. Talk about it, Adrian. Hold on.
Adrian, he out
Talk
there
now. Speak your piece because you brought that topic up. Go talk that.
No, this
Tell
is
the topic.
also
Talk
like
the
a
topic.
thing. We
I don't
talking
get
about
the topic. Go.
single and having fun. It's a lot of married people out there having fun. And I think that the married people that are out there having fun is because of the lack of intimacy in their marriage. And like, is there a point?
Call my Facebook. It's a link. I'm gonna send you a link. Call in right
Is
now.
there a point
Call
where
in. Y'all ain't even call in. Look.
your
call
partner
in right now. I'm finna send you a link.
stops
Call in.
being
FaceTime. Call in. Hit the link.
attracted or like?
Come on, G. I'm finna send you the link. Call in.
Like, we gotta definitely like disclose this because I don't know how that even happens.
What happened?
Lack of intimacy. Like, can you just stop liking somebody
Yes, absolutely.
if they start gaining weight?
Ain't
or
got nothing to do with no
they
gaining
got
weight.
mean,
Ain't got
or-
nothing to do with that.
Like, why do
It's
you
a
stop
natural.
liking
It's a
somebody?
natural inclination. Okay.
I want to hear it.
Oh, boy.
I'm learning. Come
It's
on.
much more difficult for men than it is for women.
It's more difficult for men to what? Stop just want to get an NEOT?
No.
What are you saying?
If a woman it is in her essence, because she's in her essence, whoever she's dealing with, she's good. For a man, it's much different.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah.
You may not understand.
I get you.
When you watch eagles and lions and tigers and bears,
being intimate and in that moment, and it's animalistic and it's natural, and it's something that you want and desire and yearn for. Is that what you're saying?
that's what I'm saying.
That's what he's saying. So that is very important. Like, you want somebody who pulls that out of you. And if you are in a relationship where those things are lacking, what is the conversation that you're going to have with your partner before you start going out to mess around?
Look at all of. I think some marriages, just some relationships, they grew out of love with each other, or they not married for the wrong reasons. A.R. Hassan says more of the physical attraction. Damn, these comments be just coming in.
But when you are married to somebody for multiple years and y'all had that spark in the beginning and then the spark starts to dim out, what is the conversation you will have with your partner? Go. Acting class 101, bigger play.
When a man comes home from work,
Scene
I have to read these comments. When a man comes home from work and the house is not clean or food is not cooked, then yes, he's not going to want to have that with her.
Mm-hmm.
Because he upset. It's some truth to that. It's some truth to that.
Mm-hmm.
I like them. BK Al-Qaeda, respect. A.R. Hassan, respect. Adrian Bradley, respect. Dreezy Holland, respect.
That's some real stuff.
Solar
I think
Light,
that it takes
Devontae
both.
Richards.
If the man is coming home from work and the woman has been sitting in her phone all day or out having brunch with her ladies, or maybe she's overwhelmed and you have multiple children and she's cleaning up the house after them and she's running baths and chasing them around the house. If any of those situations occur and you come home and dinner and everything is not ready and prepared, what is your first thing that you do? Are you just going to have an attitude? Are you going to just jump in there and help her? Are you going to be concerned about the well-being of your family and your household? Because you working that job is part of
where
your
y'all
job.
from?
But you
Top of the
also
lake. They bullshit.
you also have to have another part of your job, which is being a father. And it's also being a husband. So you need to have a job that you're able to balance being a full-time employee, a job, a husband, and a father. And so it's not just one thing for each spouse. I believe that even as a mother, I still have to be a mother. I still have to have a full-time job. I still have to bring the income in as well and cook the dinner and wash the clothes and clean the house.
Let's cap.
Who?
Stop
We
all
talking
that
about
goddamn
JD,
capping.
Caleb?
Yeah.
Okay, it's about being on the same page. You have to communicate and be a teammate. Yes, help me to help you, to help us. Period. I'll make a big like on that.
No, you can't do that.
I liked it.
You can't.
Let me like it. Okay, I really did. That's some real stuff because it's not something that one person can do. It's a team. And I think that when couples have that mindset, there's nothing you won't be able to accomplish because when two come together, the Lord is in the midst. It's like we locked in. We locked in. We ain't never switching up. Bitch, I'm locked in. They ain't never switching up.
Look, we ain't partying yet, G. You gotta calm down. The club ain't to the Mars.
It's not enough. Yeah, but for real, you got to be locked in with your partner. The person that you say you locked in with, you got to be like, I can rob a bank with them. I can
rob a bank. You know what? Look, it's a lot going on. We're gonna end this tonight. We'll be back We'll be back tomorrow. They blocked us. Gabby just a little too lit. We finna go. Hey, Ron Davis, I appreciate you, man. Ain't nothing but love. We finna head over to TikTok. We finna get TikTok by the hour. So we appreciate y'all. Seriously, that's not something that happens overnight. It was definitely a build-up that was ignored by both parties. Big salute. Smart. If your marriage is lacking energy, then Big Willie is on speed dial. Damn.
Big Willie.
Damn. He said Big Willie, we gotta watch him. Hey, time is too valuable to gamble. These topics take years out of your life. You'll turn around and be 60 years old and miserable. I'll pass. You know what? Tans Bush, big respect. Apologize. I have to depart. I have to work tomorrow. LOL. Till next time. Love.
Good night.
All right, man. We appreciate you for being here. Look, we appreciate y'all. Good evening. Oh, Maria up in the building. We appreciate you, Maria.
Oh, Maria. Hey, Maria.
Shit, okay. We going over to TikTok. We got another hour. We gotta get out. We gotta head over to TikTok.
Disney. Hit us up if y'all want to stay tuned.
Appreciate y'all being here. We'll see y'all in a minute.
Bigger play.